Hello everybody, Bulbzak here once again recording post-commentary. It is still the finale of Let's Play Final Fantasy Adventure, and we are still in the Tower of Gemma, the longest dungeon in the game. This video we will be tackling the last two bosses of the three that the Tower of Gemma holds. This right here is the second boss. It is called Red Dragon. It's essentially the same as the first boss, which is the first boss of the dungeon, Red Dragon. You use the same strategy, which is, of course, this charge move with the sword, where you basically wait until your meter's full and then use your charge move, which is sometimes difficult to pull off, and try to hit that small hitbox. You may just want to soak up damage. It depends on how you want to do this. The only difference between Dragon and Red Dragon is Red Dragon's stats are better. That's it. They get, like I said, they get very lazy with the bosses in this dungeon. We will have seen the third boss of this dungeon, the last boss of this dungeon, will be a remixed version of a boss that we have seen already, only much harder. But I will talk about that when we get there. The whole thing is this section of the dungeon is going to be quicker because now that we have gotten the piece of armor that we're looking for, we really don't have to worry. I really don't have to worry about anything else in this dungeon. I'm just making my way forward. And unfortunately, like I said, this boss is just difficult to get a hit on, especially since it turns you around rather easily. And I'm trying to charge a move, and it's very hit and miss whether you hit that very small hitbox. It can be very annoying, and he's moving around very much in the zigzag pattern, and it just gets annoying to try to hit him. Few things. Now I'm just going to be talking about about stuff in general. Something that has been going on, I'm sure everybody now has heard about the whole Nintendo thing, and I'm not sure how that's going to affect my channel. Well, we're going to be talking more about it in this week's gaming booth, but I'll probably also address it a little bit in the update video. I have been affected, I will tell you that much. I have been affected, and I'm trying to figure out ways to best take care of the problem and the issue as we speak. Normally, the part I have the most problems with as far as random third-party claims is on my Chrono Trigger video. You won't believe how many different really weird third-party claims I get. But this is the one with Nintendo was the first time that the actual company has actually said anything. And Nintendo just looks to be trying to soak up its fan base's money from its fan base, basically screwing over their fan base. And of course, like I said, we'll talk about it more then. But yes, I'm just saying I have been affected. I'm trying to figure out what it is to do, what's going on about it. Will that affect whether I'll do Nintendo games in the future or not? I haven't decided yet. We'll see. This is the last stretch of the Tower of Gemma. We're going to the final boss, and after the final boss, we will be done with the tower. Not much in the way of anything going on here. So you just go forward. It's very intuitive, and you move your way there. I have no idea what I was thinking there, but that's that. We've essentially seen everything that this tower could really throw at us. The only thing that I'd be worried about right now is the fact that I only have one key left. And that can be very disconcerting, especially if you have no idea how many locked doors you have left to go through. That can be very worrying, because the fact is, if I run out of keys and I need a key, I have to go all the way back to a skeleton just to try to get a key and hope that works. Now, as you can see, as we're heading up with the teleporters, the background is starting to change, which means that we are actually traversing up the Tower of Gemma. This could be a good way to keep track of where you are in the tower, as that background will actually change as you go forward and as you get closer to the end. This is very important. We are, like I said, very close to the end. The stretch, I'd say, between the first and second bosses are the longest stretch. The stretch between the second and third bosses, not so long. The theme to this dungeon seems to be dragons. by this point, you should have dragon armor as well as a dragon sword, and all the bosses are dragons. Your first boss was, in fact, just dragon, and the second boss is red dragon. Third boss is not going to be a remix. It's not going to be a remix of the dragon boss we fought before. It's going to be a remix of another boss that we fought before, but it's still going to be named. It's still going to be after the name of the dragon. It's going to be a specific type of dragon. I don't know why they chose this. It's a very interesting choice. But we should be. I wouldn't be surprised if we. If this is, I think this is the last stretch of the dungeon right here. This is it. Not much really going on. I mean, we're going to have more to talk about later. Here we're going to be getting in, and we're going to be getting using our last key. Do not worry, I do not need to go back. That is the only key left I really have left to use. No more keys for us. We're good. I was a little worried when I was originally coming through, because I thought I might have to cut. I might have to go farm keys. I didn't really want to do that, and I was so happy. I'm so glad that I actually had just enough keys to finish this. No keys left over. I hit the sweet spot key-wise, which is great. If you're just rushing through the Tower of Gemma really shouldn't take you much time. If you're trying to get the best armor and equipment in the game, if you're trying to get the best things in the game, it will take you a little while. Here is our last. Yes, I'm saving out here. Why? Because this is our last ice puzzle, and it is a doozy. You see, around the perimeter of that room are a bunch of switches, and only one of those switches opens the door. And you can't just stand on the switch to open the door. You have to actually freeze one of the ninjas. You have to freeze the ninjas, and you have to put that snowman on that specific switch. And you don't know which switch it is. And here I'm trying to figure it out. See, you don't know which switch it is, and if you get it wrong, you would think that these ninjas would respawn, but they do not. Thankfully, I get it right, so I don't have to do it again. That's a good thing. So, saving outside of the room, because I don't want to do it again. I don't want to have to mess with it. And we will just move forward. I think it is through this door up here that we are actually going to be getting to the... No, it's the door after this. We're going to be going up the stairs soon to fight the final boss. And I will, again, speak about that boss really quickly when we get there. It's not a difficult boss at all. I was expecting the final boss of a dungeon to put up more of a fight than it really did. To be honest, the dragon fights are more difficult than the boss coming up. But oh well. We'll definitely have another challenge when we get to the final boss. Although, again, he's not the toughest boss in the game. And I don't know why I'm getting ahead of myself. Probably because that it's the end of this dungeon and there's not much left to speak about. See, those stairs are going to lead up to the final boss of the game. And we'll be getting out of the Tower of Gemma, and I'll be covering the Mana Sanctuary, or whatever that force is called, in the next segment. Now, before you go to the next boss, you want to equip your Flame Chain, because the Flame Chain is actually much better to use than the Dragon Sword. Now, this boss is actually a remix of a boss that we fought before. In fact, it's a remix. It's a reskinned version of our first boss called the Hydra. And the same strategy applies. You just keep your distance and you hit it with the chain. The difference is that we're a lot more equipped. So not only is it a reskin and it has better stats, you're like, well, duh, but what we have can take care of this boss no problem. You see, the Flame Chain can actually destroy those fireballs he's tossing at you. So you just keep on whipping your chain out and just attacking him, and he goes down no problem. That and the fact that we now have magic, especially cure magic that we can use, where last time we didn't have any magic at all, and we have better armor and equipment. I don't know why they decided to remix this boss and use this boss as the penultimate boss of the game. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why Square decided to do that, but they did. But, you know, that's that. That's the end of the Tower of Gemma. This thing, I think, if I haven't mentioned it, this boss's name is Dragon Zombie, or Zombie Dragon, whatever the name is. But it goes down really quickly. You just keep on hanging it with your chain, and it will just collapse. And that's the end of the Tower of Gemma. Next time, we will go into the Mana Fortress and Mana Sanctuary and save Leaf. Until then, I am Bulbazak, signing out. See you guys later.